and you wonder
if he took, courtesy of Niski, and this Dragon will be taken down without a contest on Griffin's side. Having a look at the gold, however, it is still a slight advantage for Cloud9. Want to continue this one, as Viper with the courage is going to keep himself alive. Grand challenge issued towards the top side. That's Licorice utilizing the riposte for damage, as Sword is going to have to flash away.
And now he's flashless.
Gets the extra movement speed, flash, good sidestep from Sword, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. As Tarzan comes on down, Sword still alive for so long. The last auto gets there, but first blood goes to Tarzan. Returning to Worlds as he retained his spot. Blabber underneath the turret, not going to find Chovy as he continues walking all the way back to the distortion, but Chovy's still alive somehow as Blabber eventually takes him down, but that's a 1-for-1. Ocean Drake has been started up here, but Chovy still lurking. No cocoon to land as Niski doesn't get the bubble, but Chovy jumps on back, trying to get the damage down. It is a stopwatch. Baited out there from Blabber as Tarzan looking to safeguard himself out. Griffin have been split, and the Drake has been started here on C9's side. That is going to be the wrong LeBlanc. Still going to be taken down very, very low as Chovy trying to use that corrupting potion to get himself back up again. Chovy picks up his cat, moves on back, and the Dragon is taken here from Blabber. Great kickback there for the disengage from Tarzan. Take instructions.
Yeah, these last minute or two have been very promising for C9. Just watching the way that Griffin is trying to interact
the chain by going under it.
And honestly, if I see an execution call, I'm just ganking his top side.
Speaking of ganking, Licorice, that is not going to be enough. The riposte is going to be invested there as he gets on over, but there's a blast cone. Cannon barrage this time is going to work out as Tarzan finishes it with a resident.
And even though that was a kill for Griffin, what do they really get out of it? Because C9 is able to send Blabber to the other side of Kench, which, believe me, it's pretty hard to do.
They might be able to get topside turret because you don't want to TP and it's dead already. We didn't even see the health bar there.
That was a lot of damage onto the gangplank.
But you can see the battery of Sona keeping everyone absolutely full health. The Ocean Drake helping out so well with that.
Yeah, a bit of frustration there from Viper as well as he dives on forward. The teleport to get in towards the backside is there finally. It is going to be the cannon barrage, and Viper flashing on top of Zazel. Great timing on the stopwatch as Viper eventually gets that kill, but that is going to be a late flash there from Chovy. Gets himself out, but will no longer be able to participate. Somehow Griffin have limped away from the fight with a kill, but they don't have an advantage.
And Licorice isn't even there. Licorice is getting the advantage on the side lane. They're getting the mid turret and a side turret off of this.
Still the incremental advantage goes the way. Level 11, 40% CDR. And level 16, they win those wars of attrition even harder.
Yeah, and so if they had
slow motion, chat.
If they had 3 Mountain Drakes,
they can't get them. There's only one left.
Well, they'll be able to get at least
2 Mountain Drakes.
It would have been a 4,000 health, chat.
No.
They could have just stayed there in 50-50.
Meanwhile,
Licorice is just going to take an inhibitor turret, so that's the reasoning there. Sword with a bit of a frustration ultimate, but Viper is making his way in. That's going to be 4 people invested. The Baron has started. You better get this kill, Griffin. Otherwise, you're going to take absolutely nothing. Eventually, he's taken down, but the Baron is getting the same treatment. A teleport going to come in. Could still be the 50-50, but it doesn't get over the wall.
It's like C9, a Bobo the Clown. You punch in the face, it snaps back up again, and all its elasticity giggles at you as conventions went out when 700 supports were locked in and everyone was farming gold. Sharing it.
The hard engage, we're looking for it here as the Devour is used. Sneaky flashes away, but importantly, he is still alive. Viper.
Why is Licorice there?
So lucky. Yeah, Licorice is going to dive into the back of the fight. Tarzan goes down low, but the Fiora is dead. The Sona dies as well. Griffin may have found it. 3 kills now onto their roster, and Griffin can chase. That is definitely something.
Obliged to go in. Licorice ends up just teleporting in to die, even though he trades a kill onto Tarzan, and that Baron power play is in the negatives now.
Exactly, it seemed like an inevitability. They break the inhibitor given the Baron buff and Fiora. Chovy's still poking onto Niski and Zazel against the run of play.
Cannon barrage comes in as Niski has to flash, gets out of the way of the final chapter, but Griffin now.
Baron buff power play.
Oh my goodness.
It's in the negatives.
Yeah, not too negative though.
Actually make an impact if they go while those flashes are still.
And actually they have an initiator, a likely one.
Didn't. He doesn't have the gold too, so that's his excuse. I think that's valid.
Okay, just needed to finish off his item there as okay. Chovy gets some zoomies back as Licorice is now in the mid lane with his team, but there's the connection onto Blabber. Does land himself the cocoon. Zazel now has that Devour on cooldown. Griffin, they may have found another team fight. There's the crescendo, but Sneaky only finds one, and Griffin are still on the chase. They do manage to get down the zone. A huge kick into the back line from Tarzan. The grand challenge is not one you want, Licorice. As Griffin, they don't lose anyone, and now they're going to be able to find the Fiora. Goes golden at the last second, but look at that spin.
just being a solo initiator, and 2 times in a row, they've been caught napping while trying to cross-map.
The terrifying thing is that Viper
In
didn't
the
have
side lane, the fact that Griffin has corralled C9 is one of the reasons they're pulling this off.
They're doing it again as Licorice does get the riposte, but Viper is no cares in the world. Lays down the gigantic sword, and that is another dead Fiora. Not able to get any split push work done. That inhibitor turret fell a long time ago on the bottom side of the map, and now it's all Griffin.
Chovy!
We're trying to get it. No, it's turned around! Sneaky with the heals, helps out his Elise, locking down that kill. And now Griffin, without their mid laner, this could be a huge problem. Viper trying to spin himself away. Griffin, they're not going to be thwarted just yet, and Sword is on the bottom side of the map. That could have bought some time.
We were talking about how, yeah, no problem, they'll have disengage as TP out attempt here. We're getting interrupted.
Not going to work out there as Siege now onto C9. Remember, late game team fights were what this team was known for, as this turret now going very low. That is a very long chain to land onto Blabber, but he's going to survive for the moment, and Zeyzal with the Devour gets rid of that empowered Siege minion. Griffin, they only have 30 seconds left on that Baron power play, and Sword has dealt with the mid lane inhibitor turret. Just too many open doors on C9's side of the map. 10 seconds left until Licorice is back available. Chovy connects another chain. Takes a lot of damage for it, but there's the cannon barrage. We're going for another hard engage, waiting for the final chapter to be read out here from Lehens, but he's going to hold on to it for the moment. Finally, throws that one out. Doesn't find any of the snares, but they do find 2 inhibitors.
C9 kept trying to set up in mid lane with Sneaky and Niski as a siege duo. How long the lane
Can be stacked, they can't wave clear, so they're actually just trying to get something done by sending all 5 people mid.
Well, they are going to be able to take down this inner turret. Maybe they're going to go for some sort of brute force play. Blabber, I believe, is the villain at the moment. Chovy gets on over, finds Zeyzal, roots him up there with the chain. But not going to continue
might get caught
forward.
here again.
I mean, they're just trying to keep C9 busy as much as possible because Sword's taking side waves as the bot lane is crashing. If now they push C9 all the way back here, then they can turn for the spawn of Baron in 50 seconds.
Yeah, 45 onto that one now as Licorice has to deal with so many super creeps that have caved in. And now the cannon barrage onto 4 members. A lot of damage is down. What the heck happened to Blabber? He explodes with the pistol shot coming in from Sword. And now Niski dives forward, but so does Chovy. They're going to find the damage. It's going to be Niski making his way back to the fountain. No summoner spells available as Griffin turn up. The barrels are huge, and now with every inhibitor down, and why he was on this roster, right? If he's going to play like this is absolutely the right call from Griffin. So Sword
Gets the advantage between these two, and it seems like Griffin will get the first.
Yeah, trying to close this one out, but they're going to still have to do it. A lot of short-range champions here, but Viper gets a Q onto this Nexus turret. Chovy off to the side. Licorice trying to get that fight in, but Viper is so incredibly fast. He is going to go down to the GAs. The final chapter is going to come through. Devour down for Zeyzal is so huge onto Licorice to get him back to the fountain and keep him alive, but Griffin still have everyone up, and they've got so many super creeps bearing down on C9.
Access to the fountain and also Sona means a lot of healing. We can retool this once more.
Yep, also still has the Guardian Angel, so Licorice is very dangerous here for Griffin. They've got a long way to get back as well, but look at these super creeps. The Baron buff still going to be there as well as Chovy has to flash to get out of the turret range as now Blabber goes up into the sky, no longer has that repel, and look at these Nexus turrets. They're just getting berated by all of these minions. It's just insane. Zeyzal, another great activation of the Grey Health, and C9 have kept themselves alive, but there is an army that's on Griffin's side trying to bear down on this Nexus.
Licorice
into the backside. Yeah, Licorice looking for some shot to find it. Gets the grand challenge for all that extra healing as well, but you can see the Nexus is now bare. C9, they found Tarzan. He's
Griffin
desperately
can't end.
looking for the Nexus. Okay, Lehens, we've seen this one before.
The famous Evelyn ult backwards and teleport end for Griffin against SKT earlier this year.
On the mid outer, but C9 still have the opportunity for a fight if they can find one. Remember, only one of these inhibitors needs to go down, and then 5 members of Griffin can all run towards this Nexus and possibly just take it down.
They need buddy system here to repel those, so there should be a 3-lane push that gets them at least one inhibitor bloodlessly. But with Song of Celerity and people walking up, that time is not yet now.
Yep, it's a 1-2-2 happening, but 1-3 and
He's dead.
goes Niski. See you later. That's the final chapter. It comes in, it grabs the kill, and now C9 without their Zoe. Chovy jumping back and forth as that is a gigantic cannon barrage. So much damage here onto C9. Remember, there are no structures left. Griffin's going to find the Tom Kench. Licorice into the backline, though, gets the grand challenge, but he's down to that GA. Tarzan grabs his opposite number, and there's the spin to win. Viper going to start on this Nexus. And they were weird, they were wonderful, the team compositions were crazy, but Griffin have found it in the end. Another ultimate in the one team fight from Lehens, and the last Q secures it for Griffin and puts them 2-1.